My name is Linda Malave, and I thank you for the very nice introduction. And I'm here with my colleague, Adrian Haynes, and we are from Hudson River Housing. Thank you. We are located about 90 miles north of here. We're in the Hudson Valley. But I want to thank you all for allowing us this opportunity to come and speak with you, and thank you all also for all of the work that you do and keep fighting the good fight. Hudson River Housing, we have been in operation for more than 30 years, and we operate homeless housing, affordable housing, supported housing, and face many of the same issues that a lot of you in this room face in our small community. We have roughly 18 different housing programs, and STEP, which is what we're calling our Rapid Rehousing Program, Solutions to End Homelessness Program, is one of our most exciting and one of our newest programs. We started this in October of 2012, as well as our SSVF program, which is, we'll talk a little bit about later. Adrian and I don't directly run that, but it is under our umbrella. So most of our programs are focused on homeless people. So as I will get started with the slideshow, I want to tell you a little bit how this came to fruition for us. And we were seeing trends in our shelter, our overnight shelter that serves single homeless adults over the age of 18. During my tenure, I started in 2003, we were a 12-bed shelter. It grew from 12 to 20 to 30 to 60 finally in 2007. And there seems to be no end in sight. So when we really started looking at what is going on in the shelters, why are they so crowded, why are people staying so long? We saw some people in our shelter for over 200 days. And we said, this is kind of going on for a long time, so what is happening? And when we talk to our guests, we call our shelter guests, either shelter guests or clients once we start working with them. What is happening? Why are people choosing to stay? What are the barriers? What's going on? So we found basically two reasons. Lack of funding for people to get in that could sustain an apartment that typically don't have 2 months rent for security, or maybe they owe a back utility bill, or mostly rent insecurity was the issue. Because as we all know, if you're on a limited income or underemployed, you're not going to be able to come up with a couple $1,000s to get into an apartment. So those are two things that we focused on when we applied for the STEP grant. So people coming to us, are already homeless. So we're really focused on getting them rapidly rehoused or into some sort of permanent sustainable housing. So with the grant, we got funding for case management and also to provide financial assistance. So this is our Dutchess County Coalition for the Homeless. This is our shelter. This is run by Hudson River Housing. We operate every night of the year, 365 nights a year, and our services are free to anyone who needs them. And we're drop-in, so you can self-refer. We get referrals from really everywhere in our county. The people that we typically serve, again, it's single homeless adults over the age of 18. And in 2012, 571 unique individuals came through our shelter. That's the most we've ever served in our history. And again, we just keep seeing growth in this area, unfortunately. We see people that are new to homelessness. We see people that are chronically homeless. We see people recently released from incarceration. We see people living with a severe and persistent mental illness or have chronic substance use and abuse issues. These are our typical clients that come through many of our programs, but specifically this is our highest need population that we're trying to really work with intensely to get out of the shelter system. These are stats for our county. 2013 fair market rents and efficiency is $853. One bedroom is $984. Most of our clients that come through our shelter that do have income, if they're working, they're typically making minimum wage. If they're on social services, the single stipend is $389 for a person on social services. And Most of the clients we have that we have been able to serve are on some form of Social Security, and I think there's a stat later that will tell you about how much their income is. So this is kind of a snapshot of our area that we live in and work in. And this is where our shelter services and all the apartments that we look for, these are where, this is our focus area. So median household income, and you can see estimated per capita income, but people living below the poverty line in our area, 25%. So we, face challenges as well. Through our STEP program, and again, Adrienne is my colleague here, who does really the bulk of this work, her and her team. Some of the things that we offer people is to, this early intervention when they come into the shelter, is to try to engage them in case management. And I'm hearing a lot today about meeting people where they are, and this is exactly what we're trying to do, recognizing that everyone is at a different level, and they may not need all the intensive services. Not everyone is the same. So we really try to individualize with people when we meet with them. But some of the things we teach them is financial management. Adrienne has a background in housing and mortgages and finance, and this is really, it's a perfect fit for her. She teaches financial classes for us and our clients. We do assistance with landlord and apartment searches. We also will go out, our staff will go out and literally inspect the apartments, because we don't want people living in substandard broom closets. And, we have a lot of that in our area. We try to connect our guests with treatment if they want it and community supports. Sometimes it's even reuniting with families. We'll try and be the liaison for that. We also try to really teach people about healthy living, healthy eating, conflict resolution. For a lot of our folks, they've burned some bridges in the past, either with landlords, in different community resident settings, whatever. Again, we're not the experts, but we want to be able to offer that help if a client needs such help. We help them with maintaining employment if they are employed, if they need some support with that. We also do have a specific group, a specific case manager who deals with 18 to 24-year-olds. And again, we do see them in our shelter as young as 18, it's really kind of a trend that we're seeing with younger people in our shelter at this point. And we offer monthly case management once they're in the permanent housing situation, and continue that with a follow-up once a month at least, more often, and I know we've done it more often, for 6 months, and then again on their year anniversary. So to date, we started this program in October. We have successfully moved out 38 people from our shelter, which to me is a very big number for us and very exciting. And we're also proud to say that 75% of those are still maintaining their housing and meeting with our program compliance and meeting with case managers. Just some demographics, and 22 males, 17 females. One person passed away during his tenure with us. And the average monthly income of a STEP client is about $1,000, and the average that we give out in financial assistance is about $878. Some of the challenges that I know, if anyone has questions later, Adrienne can really speak to, is really the number one is finding safe and affordable housing for our clients. And some of the behavioral issues that come up once people move out, it's not necessarily all about paying their rent on time, but maybe they're having parties, or maybe they're inviting people over that stay a little too long, and some of the landlords will put up with it for a little while. But it's engaging the client and the case manager and the landlord, and fostering those relationships that has become somewhat of a challenge for us. And to continue to find new landlords who are willing to work with us I think are some of the key challenges that we've faced so far. And our support services for veterans and their families, again, is another program that we're running that is specifically geared towards homeless veterans. We will provide case management and some financial assistance to get them stabilized into more permanent housing. And we work directly and very much in close connection with the VA in Montrose and Castle Point, yes. So that's been very successful as well. Since October, we have served 51 households. 23 of them were homelessness prevention, 28 were rapid rehousing, and the financial breakdown so far of what we've been able to assist people with is at the bottom of that slide. And these are some testimonials, and again, I think this is what makes it real for a lot of us, and these are specifically from the STEP clients that we've served, and people are very, very grateful to be out of the shelter and into something much more permanent. And these folks are all still, these three in particular, are all still housed, and we're very proud of that, and I know it doesn't come easily, so I do want to thank Adrienne and her team for doing that so well for Hudson River Housing.